Hi, I'm Kristen St. Clair with Martha Stewart Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to etch a monogram on a glass tumbler using the Martha Stewart Crafts etching cream. Now some of the supplies you're going to need are a glass tumbler, adhesive stencils, patterning tape, the etching cream of course, with a little natural bristled brush, and some disposable gloves. Now let's get started. I have my tumbler, I've wiped it down with some rubbing alcohol. The first thing I'm going to do is take my patterning tape and rip off about 2 inches. This is going to help me align my stencils so that they're straight on the glass. So I just put that level with the top of the glass, just like that. I'm going to start with the larger letter, which is the last name, the beginning of the last name. This is a classic monogram. So I have an S right here, and you can see that these are flexible adhesive stencils, but they're not permanent, that you can reposition them and reuse them also. So they're really great for doing all different projects, and you can also make sets of these, which is really great. And you can see how it just sticks so easily on there, and there's no bubbles, no wrinkles. So that's my first letter. The second letters are going to be the first name and the middle name. So I'm doing Martha. So here's my M, and I'm just going to set that down a little bit in between. And then I'm going to take a K. And you can see we have 2 different size letters so that you can do things like this and have variety. So you place that on. And then I'm going to add a little flourish, which always makes it look a little bit nicer and a little more personal looking, decorative. Take that and line that up with the bottom of my S. Now, so that I don't get etching cream where I don't want it, I'm going to use the patterning tape to block off those areas. So now that we have our tumbler masked off, the first thing I'm going to do before I start to etch is put on a pair of disposable gloves, just to protect my skin, and also protect the dish that I'm going to pour the etching cream in. I'm just putting a piece of paper on there. So we have our etching cream here, and what I'm going to do is just pour it out, and you can see it's really thick. It almost looks like butterscotch or caramel, but don't worry, it's just going to etch your glass. It's not going to be this color. All I'm doing here is taking my little bristle brush and really globbing it on. And then with my glass, I'm just going to do kind of like similar to stenciling, kind of stenciling with blobs. Go around over each and every letter, making sure you get every exposed piece that you want, but don't go outside the line. And this is basically once you have that nice thick layer on there, and you can see it's not going to drip off, so you don't really need to worry about that. But once you have that thick layer, you're just going to put your glass aside for about 15 minutes and let the etching cream work its magic, and rinse it off under running water. So you can see my glass is completely dry and fully etched. The Martha Stewart etching cream worked magic while it sat there for 15 minutes. It's incredible. I'm going to make a whole set of these for Martha.